The big news for this week is that we're going live with our full stack custom site. Work, life, same shit for me. Things are getting exciting now. Yeah, it should be an awesome week. Let's have a sick vlog and a sick week 45, 2025.
Don't nobody else make me feel like. Don't nobody else.
Onboard some fucking homes, make some fucking money.
Make me feel like. So don't nobody else make me feel.
Time's ticking, my friend.
Okay, Sunday, November 2nd, around 3:30 p.m. I just finished doing my Sunday morning routine, and that's 4 to 5 hours of deep work and jotting down everything that's on my mind. A big old piece of paper like this. Starting a transcript and then just speaking out loud everything that I wrote down, conversing with myself, going a little more into detail on specific subjects, uploading that transcript into AI, feeding it to my GPT, feeding it to my Notion notes so that the agents on Notion can help me complete tasks. And ultimately what I'm trying to do is just get my thoughts on paper, both in transcript form and literally on paper. Get organized, outline all the tasks and things we need to get done from Monday to Friday in week 45 of 2025.
Trost, Spider, yeah, hey, yeah. Wagon, Spider, hopping, new truck, new big boy, robbery, pissing on me, shitting on me, what's up, sorry, over.
Okay, there we go. We got a New York strip loin today. It's usually a ribeye, some sweet potato, and kimchi. Okay, so I basically eat steak every single night, and it's in a lot of these vlogs. You know, some of my friends kind of making fun of me as to why there's always a steak in my videos. But I thought I'd just explain it because it's true. Out of like the 300 days that have passed this year, right? We're 10 months in. It's November 2nd. Probably say 250, 275 of them. I mean, specifically a ribeye every night. Reason why? Red meat is usually some four-legged animal that grazes the fields. They are the exception in terms of having four stomachs and this system called the rumen fermentation process. Basically, grass gets fermented in the four stomachs of a cow and it comes out as the most nutrient-dense thing we can eat. Beef liver would be, even better, but that's not practical. Ribeye, I have it with sweet potatoes, some kimchi, basically every single night. If you add like eggs to that, you're basically getting 70% of all your micronutrient needs and some of the best macros you can get. You add some form of potassium and calcium like banana, yogurt, milk, you got everything. You're literally set. You're in the 1 percentile of humans fueling themselves in history. So yeah, how's that for a life hack? So annoying having to carry so many bags. Anyway, here's the fit. It's getting cold, we're putting on jackets over hoodies and shit, wearing brown and beige. Do a 16-ounce Americano?
Absolutely.
Okay, another thing I do before we meet as a team on Mondays. Every Monday we have an SOW meeting, that stands for Start of the Week meeting. Basically the goal of the Start of the Week meeting is to review what was accomplished or what was put on hold last week and give the plan for this week from each department of the company. I just sent a Slack message company-wide saying, good morning, heads up, the expectation is all projects to be updated before the SOW. That's the overview, content in the project, timeline, due date, priority, everything. Delete or complete any projects that are already done. I will be scrutinizing today. So, what does that mean? Well, basically, a bunch of different views you can make for projects in Notion, like gallery views, Kanban views. For me, I like the timeline view. Took me some time to get used to this. But look at all this bullshit. Like, there should not be that many projects for the company. So I'm gonna drop this into our SOW 45 meeting page. So this is where we hold our meetings. Right here we got SOW 45, right? There's announcements from leadership, departmental updates. We're gonna go to mine, then we're gonna just drop that shit right there. And everyone will be up for scrutinizing this morning. Just kidding. The reason why it's so important to have this up to date is so we can all be aligned as to who's working on what the expectations are for certain projects that push the needle towards our objective goals for the month, for the quarter, and for the year. These objective goals are aided by the projects we set as a company. A project could be, making this YouTube video. It could be getting our first YouTube video up to 5,000 views, right? A project could be anything. It's creative. The project gets initiated by a department head, a manager, or an executive like me, and then it goes through, starts as an idea, passed by Bricks. Bricks will either approve the project or disapprove it, and then it goes into a planning stage, then an in-progress stage, and then a for review stage, and then a completion stage. Okay, a lot of yapping this morning. Probably not going to use all this footage, but we're ripping on the camera now, so it's a good thing.
Sorry.
Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to week 45. I will be leading the meeting today as Bricks has food poisoning.
There's a big operational issue which it looks like they're going to talk about where we could have soured the CCS partnership, so I went in person and dealt with that, managed to fix that up.
And for the last week we processed payroll and the contractor invoices.
Facebook Marketplace, Live.Rent, CAD-Mapper, and of course our very own website. Like North Vancouver. Which one is it? I'm going to ask that answer from Idris, I guess. The content that we have prepared, and then we can review tomorrow. There we go. Okay, thank you everyone.
Okay, see ya.
Okay, I am off to a property meeting with a prospective client, someone who wants to work with us. I don't usually go to these meetings anymore. Idris, the sales manager, handles them. But this is a nice property, and they specifically requested me. So I'm headed out to West Van. It's a nice property, and if I'm allowed to record, I will. Bring you guys on for the journey.
Side by side, going up with your best friend. We be ducking up, we be at the West End.
All right, we're dealing with the penthouse of this building here, and I am meeting the owner. They're probably gonna want to know one piece of information: the price. Tell me the price. Yeah. It's not just Quavo. Our clients often want to know the price. Prices going up. Prices are not going up in this market, unfortunately. Good song though. Nice little walk down to the waterfront with this property. All right. This is the deck. Wow. Waterfront. You got the seawall right here. Beautiful view, Lionsgate Bridge, and Stanley Park. Homeowner's inside. I'm gonna go talk to her now. So is this place renovated?
Yes.
Yeah, very beautiful, very unique renovation for sure. Okay, we have one bedroom here, bathroom. Looks like it's a full bed in the master. And bathroom. Look at the view here, wow. Okay, very beautiful property. 2-bedroom, sub-penthouse on the water in West Vancouver. I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. When I go to meet a client, All I care about is their situation, their interests, their goals, and their concerns. I map out exactly their circumstances and situation, and then I try to find a gap as to where my company can help them. It's that simple. Again, they're not going to work with you as a charity. They're not going to work with you for fun. They're going to work with you if they believe and trust you can help them. Okay, we got 425 here on the bar. Last week we did a 3x3 with this weight. The week before that we did a 4x5 with 405. So we are progressive overloading, as I continue to mention in these videos. We've jumped weight as of the last 2 weeks, and now we are adding a rep to each set, keeping the sets the same, adding a rep. Next week I'll either do a 3x5 or a 4x3, depending on where my volume's at. So 425, we've graduated 405, just so we're still trying to add strength here. So basically just almost failed 425, this close, and I got one more set left. So I'm either gonna basically die here, 400 pounds falling on me, or I will succeed. All right, guess where we're at. Track. It's a Monday. Same old shit. Let's get it. Okay, it's November 3rd, 2025, 8:55 p.m. Just wanted to make a quick update here. Uploaded a video today. You can see we have 193 subscribers, 64 views. Video was posted 4 hours ago. And yeah, just wanted to document that. 'Cause who knows where we'll be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now. We might be, not much further ahead. Or more, of course. I also want to note this thing about, taking a leap in life, making a risk, putting yourself out there, sacrificing what you have now for what you could have, whether it's your reputation, putting yourself under stress mentally, physically, right? There is some sort of sacrifice. And I had this experience today where I ran into a mentor of mine, and this mentor has always treated me with a ton of respect. But the point I'm trying to make is, in anything you do in life, when you're trying to get ahead, get better, there is some sort of sacrifice of the now, some sacrifice of who you are today, some sacrifice of your ego, especially in this case, or let's just say even your social perception. There's always some sort of step back to take 2 steps forward, essentially.
At least 6 figures, a show or more for him on now. Cooper that 25 rolls, all great interior for that way it's cloudy. Never it's cloudy, they better my GoPro chasing health and wealth, not clout. Bad bitches under my belt, I cook like a chef on Mr. Child.
Big mushroom, a little blanket, big blanket.
Good
sauce.
coworker alert.
Yes, a vanilla candle and a card. You can sign it.
Bruce had a baby yesterday.
Yeah, little girl. La niña.
Then there's a bunch of clips of our team meeting, and then we get into like the festivities and interviews. The interviews are great. I suggest we make the bulk of the vlog the interviews. Okay, we're joining a call with a student who goes to Queens. He's been watching our YouTube videos and he wanted to get on a call to pick my brain, I guess. Apparently he's inspired by what we're doing. And
Hey Jordan, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thanks for taking the time to hop on this call with me. I appreciate it.
I pronounce your name Rourke, right?
Yes, correct.
Happy to get on this call. And are you at Queens?
I go to Queens, yeah, but right now I'm actually in Europe for an exchange semester.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
How's that?
Unreal.
I bet. I'm going balls to the wall. with the business. I mean, I have been for a long time, but just I guess with putting ourselves out there now and really trying to attract business, things are just at another level. So, you know, it's almost indistinguishable work and life for me right now. So, yeah, it's been a good morning. How about yourself?
Yeah, nothing special today, just school and hanging out.
Awesome.
But I guess initially I stumbled across your page not too long ago, but just found it super fascinating. Especially going to Queens and being in the business school, there's such a bubble of kids concentrated in like going the traditional route and having to go to, let's say, investment banking, consulting, whatever you want to do. And when I stumbled across your page, it was so refreshing to see someone that stepped outside of the box and went and did something that was off the beaten path and created something for themselves, which is ultimately what I want to do. And so I kind of just wanted to hear about your experience and how you came to that decision and the first steps you kind of took to create what you have now today.
Yeah. Well, thank you. You know, it starts like around 7 years ago, and I was transitioning from playing hockey and that being my focus and my craft, and then getting into life. And a big kind of problem for me to solve was, how am I going to afford to live in Vancouver, let alone how am I going to upgrade my lifestyle? You know, being born into the west side of Vancouver, we're already very fortunate, and I kind of quickly realized that a lot of my happiness, or whatever the right word would be, comes down to progressing in life, and feeling as though, you know, not only am I materialistically progressing, like I have a better life standard and I have more freedom, but also just experience and learning and feeling more capable. At first, it was just all about education and knowledge and developing the skills that create that leverage so that I could help people. So I went to Sauder, and my business started just through kind of taking whatever opportunity I had at the time, and just putting my left foot, right foot forward. When I started in real estate, it was with my grandfather's home that he had left. I renovated it. I thought I was going to maybe become some flipper, like some home flipper, but as time unfolded, you know, that venture that I started with my grandfather's home, renovating it, basically totally transforming it into a actually nice home over the course of a year and a half, didn't pan out. We couldn't sell it for what I wanted to, and so I started renting it out. At the time, it was like a crisis for me because I just spent a year and a half renovating a place and foregoing opportunities like internships or whatever. But I just, you know, there was times where I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do my own thing. I should just quit. But I kind of knew that the more you just kind of lean in to one direction, the further you get. Like the more people just kind of branch off, and your skills end up creating some sort of serendipity and some opportunity. So I just kept going, and then I started renting it out on Airbnb. I furnished it and started to get the word out there about what I was doing. When people would ask me what I was doing, I would tell people. That turned into another client, and then COVID came around at that time and created some more adversity because what I was doing now on Airbnb, and I was getting quite good at it, realized like I grew up in one of the nicest places in the world. I took it for granted growing up, and now I could show it to people that were traveling to Vancouver. That got me passionate about what I was doing. And COVID came around, and I had like 4 homes at the time, and I just found a way to keep going. It basically made it seem like the little business I had while I was going to university was going to die, but I realized that, you know, it's not just travel, this is accommodations. People need travel nursing homes or insurance accommodations, ended up filling them. And then I just kept going from there. I would call whatever person seemed like they be willing to work with like a 21-year-old kid at the time. I ended up landing my 5th client. I did a quick renovation for him in like a matter of a month and a half. Drew up all the plans. Really was just like taking leaps of faith, like fucking every day almost. I got that done, contracted the whole thing, got it on Airbnb, started doubling his rent within a month. And from there I was like, okay, some of this imposter syndrome is over. you know, I know I'm a go-getter. I've proven enough to myself, and I'm just gonna keep going and see where this takes me. And I think I was at 5 properties at the time, and I was making like $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month around there. And so in my head I was like, okay, if I get to 10 properties, like that's gonna be like $9,000 to $10,000 a month cash flow for me. Like I couldn't even fathom that. So I just started making these goals and kind of mapping out, you know, ways about how I could get there, writing things down, and just got obsessed with it. It led to me like doing a ton of cold calling and basically every challenge that came up. Like I remember later that fall there was like a bed bug situation and one of my properties, and it severely hurt my cash flow, and I was like possibly going to run a loss because I started leasing a truck at the time for my business and all this stuff, and it just kind of always forced me to adapt and find like a new avenue to create opportunity, and I just always kept running with it. But that was like the early on days, and I started doing a lot of cold calling, and I scaled it up to like 30 properties, and that's when I started hiring. I brought in my first guy, and then the couple next guys came afterwards, and this was like 2021 now. And then from there it was just a matter of like actually creating a business and creating processes and systems. And then the next couple of years was growing the business, but also learning the value of people and how, you know, if you don't, basically when you're starting out as a business and you're in this launch pad phase, especially when like my business and my success was contingent on Airbnb and their growing market share, and basically this opportunity that they created where they created a software that makes it so people can rent out their homes on a short-term basis and earn more money, and it was actually resonating with consumers. People preferred single, like essentially authentic living, like apartments or single family homes over hotels. I was riding this wave of Airbnb being this thing that was like a scheme essentially, and I could only attract such good talent. It was basically like my friends for the first couple of years, and then people that were just like literally couldn't get hired anywhere else, to help me. And then we grew big, and we did a good job.
Give me knowledge here. I love it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing that I've learned from my past, I want to say the past like 6 months, the best way to learn is from people like you and from people in the position that you want to get to.
Yeah, totally.
And so I appreciate it. And so I guess like one of my, I guess like final question I have is first of all, any advice that you have? And second of all, I feel like the hardest part that everyone always states is starting and finding where to start. And so what would be I know you outlined either you have the problem, the passion, or the past experience with it. Mm-hmm. What would be your guideline to finding out where you want to start and what you want to do?
Yeah. Well, I guess with the context I have, like I've established, you want to start your own thing. You want to be a founder, and you want to start this journey of essentially working for yourself, right? So, I would like map out, write down like exactly where you're at right now, the skills you have, where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are. Kind of get that on one corner of the page, and then write down, okay, what do I want to be? Like what, how, why, when, and then just kind of look at the gap, and like it has to be real, right? It has to be like totally real. And then you're gonna know best, like what are the steps that get me there in the next 3 months, a year, and kind of work backwards. Like in COVID, so in May 2020, I had I was doing Airbnb for a year, 2 properties. I didn't think it was even going to turn into a business, but I wrote all my notes like crisis time in COVID, when like everyone's questioning their lives. You were younger than me at the time, but I was like 22, and people were finishing university. I was like halfway through. It just seemed like a lot of uncertainty, but I wrote down exactly what I wanted to be by the time I was 26. Yeah. Exactly. And I got every single one done. And I also wrote like I told you, wrote down where I was at, what I thought I was good at, what I thought, you know, I could definitely learn more about or develop in, and then I was aware, and as I went through life, and as these opportunities came and these doors presented themselves, that kind of, you know, made things more clear as to what I had to do. At least I was aware of what I wanted for myself, and, you know, where I was at presently, and the strengths and weaknesses, and I could work, you know, leverage the strengths and work on the weaknesses on the road there.
Yeah.
But I know that's kind of like a high level answer. But to give you more like specific, it would be those 3 P's. Like I think, let's say you don't know what you want to start with, or maybe you do. It likely is already in those buckets. You're leveraging passion, a problem that you could be passionate about, or just that you think would be lucrative, or be able to start a business. And then, yeah, you probably have some sort of experience, or you have to get some experience in carrying it out, right? So, yeah, that would be where I'd start.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I love that. I guess I got some shit to do.
We all do.
Yeah, well, I don't want to take up too much of your time here, so I appreciate you having this call with me.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. It's always nice. I like knowing who else is ambitious. There's a big burden with being ambitious.
Yeah.
It comes with this ego and this expectation for your life, right? And like, you either can make peace with it and go after it, or, you know, just keep shying away from it. And everyone I see doing that is miserable. So it seems like the former is the way to go.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the pain of living your life in the mediocre is far greater than the pain you have to go through to get to be exceptional, right? And so,
and for you to even say that means you're on the right track.
I appreciate that.
Like, it really does. And for you to even get on this call, like, you're doing the right things. And I hope you know that. Like, it's not easy to reach out to someone you don't know and ask them for their time, but more people than you think are willing to give it, even for myself. And it's proof of the concept that you're going after it, and you know, I was the same way. So yeah.
Thank you.
Good on you.
Well, I definitely owe you one. So I'm back in Vancouver in December. I'd love to grab a coffee with you and talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, I would love to. Like I said, it's good to have like guys like you in my corner. Literally, there's only so many. So
I appreciate that. No, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Just shoot me a message, and I'm around in December. So.
All right, sounds good. And good luck with the launch of the new website. I'll be looking out for it.
Thank you. Appreciate the support.
Thank you. All right, have a good one.
You too. Peace.
Bye.
Okay, thanks for ruining the take.
Yeah, it was a pretty good take up until then. But I always start my day the right way with Campbell's tomato soup.
And big. Big.
You're not in the video.
Like that attention.
The objective is to manage every last drop.